What have you seen shift and change in our city as you've been ministering here and leading these movements of transformation?
When we arrived in 1984, I described New York as facing three great crises at that time. The city was bankrupt. The city had become very violent. We had, in the late 80s into the 90s, we had 8 murders a day for 8 years.
Wow.
And the city, Manhattan particularly, was very underchurched. So those were the crises that we encountered when we arrived. And there was such a sense of desperation in the city. We saw a lot of car theft. We had a murder in our neighborhood. A Chinese couple was showing their son. They'd gotten an apartment for him around the corner from our house, and they were accosted by someone who was trying to steal money for drugs, killed the mom. And about a week after the murder, my wife came home from working at the hospital night shift and walked right past the guy that fit the description of the murderer. And, we're wrestling with, do we want to raise our kids here? So that was a little bit of the environment that we came. And against that backdrop, I heard about an university colleague in Chicago, Rick Richardson, and he had brought together 1,000 people to pray together on a Friday night at Moody Church. I thought that would be really interesting to attempt in New York. So I met with some of the Here's Life staff. They came in 1976 with the I Found It campaign, and they built a network of about 600 churches at that time. And we invited 16 churches to come pray together. My church, First Baptist in Flushing. And that night, which was 1988, so that was 37 years ago today, instead of 16 churches, we had 75 churches show up. It tapped into the sense of desperation that people were feeling. And out of that, we continued to meet in these concerts of prayer models. 1991, we began to bring pastors together in what we call our Pastors' Prayer Summit. That's been happening every year for 35 years. We started a daily prayer vigil patterned after the Moravian movement in 1995. The macro answers to prayer from this season of prayer, we saw the murder rate decline by over 70%. New York became the safest city in America of more than 1 million people.
Wow. Now, some people are going to have a hard time believing that, but it's true.